Manchester United is England's biggest club, England's most successful club, and England's biggest employer of clowns. Over the past 10 years, United's recruitment have made some massive blunders, signing players that give every United fan nightmares. And I will break down the top 5 worst of these players in this video. This video could be 4 hours long, but I've narrowed it down. But first, some honourable mentions. Harry Maguire. I know some of you may be shocked that Slabhead doesn't make the actual list, as he's the most expensive defender of all time, and has an insane amount of errors. Harry locked in through the criticism, which was deserved. I mean, we all saw the clips. He was solid for a few years under Ollie, and last year he showed some glimpses of Ronaldinho. He has the right mindset, which is something that can't be said for the players on this list. The other honourable mention is Donny van de Beek. In 2020 he was signed for 40 million. He was great at Ajax, and all United fans were excited to see how he would replicate this for United. And he did this. He did absolutely nothing, just rotted on the bench. Theories started to spread through the fan base that he must have done something to anger Ollie, like sleep with his wife. But this would all change when his old boss Erik ten Hag would come in, and Donny did this. Nothing. Again, the chances of him sleeping with both Ollie's and Eric's wife were very, very slim, and he was sold for 500k, making a massive loss. But now, the list in no particular order, starting with Onana. Onana might be the worst keeper in the world. He plays like a midfielder in net. I remember at the start of last season when people were saying he was great, and I agreed. Well, I must have brain damage, because he's abysmal. He plays football like it's dodgeball, and he misses everything because he's got the reaction time of a dead dog. To highlight how trash he is, let's play a little game, XQC or Onana. I'll describe a scenario and give you a couple seconds to decide whether the scenario was from streamer XQC, who has never played football, or Onana, a professional footballer on 150k a week. Which keeper parried the ball into their own net when it was rolling towards them at a slow pace? A. Onana, or B. XQC? The answer is C, both of them, two of the greatest goal letters of our generation. He cost us Champions League football with his buffoonery, and to make matters worse, he was the replacement for one of our best players, a legend of the club, David De Gea, who still had many great years ahead of him. This is like swapping a Ferrari for a broken down bus, but at least the bus doesn't do this. We bought him off the back of the Champions League final where he played great, but it's safe to say we were tricked.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
I don't know where the old Onana is, but someone please find him. The second player is Phil Jones, who might have some of the worst defensive moments of all time. He invented a new defensive tactic, the worm.
What is that? What is that? What is that?
He was truly well ahead of his time. Sir Alex once said Phil Jones could be our best ever player. I don't know if Phil had Sir Alex's family hostage, but this is a crazy take. I guess in terms of effort he was right. I mean, look at these facial expressions. He wants it bad. He cost us the FA Cup in 2018 by giving away this pen and has made countless mistakes.
Striker!
The next player is Antony. Whoa. Before any Antony fans come at me, I know he had a career resurrection at Betis, but at United he wasn't trash. He was abysmal. These stats are enough to kill a United fan. He somehow had a 1-star weak foot as a professional footballer and would always cut in and shoot on sight. I don't remember him ever putting a cross in. He was the definition of insanity, just trying and failing and failing and failing. He was the embodiment of you miss every chance you don't take. But most of the shots look like this. He's Brazilian, but it seemed the only skill he had was the spin, which is a horrendous skill move because it kills all momentum, makes you look like an idiot, and isn't even effective.
Oh, you beauty! What a head, son! What a head!
Then you have Alexis Sanchez, who once said after his first training session, he asked if he could break his contract and return to Arsenal.
Don't let me leave, Merv! No!
Aw, poor guy. He didn't want to show up to work. It's not like he's getting paid £500,000 a week. Oh wait, he was the all-time biggest Premier League earner, and he had stats like this. He's only got 5 more goals than me and you, yet he earns £500,000 more.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
Probably one of the biggest fall-offs in football. He went from the Prem's best player to United's best musician, and even then he's probably still behind De Gea. And last on the list is Sancho, the worst Man U player of all time. The expectations were high after he lit up the Bundesliga, being one of the best young players in the world, dazzling defenders with his dribbling. But when he got to the Prem, for some reason, he forgot how to dribble past people, the thing he was world class at. He was absolutely trash, but fans stuck with him through this hard time, and he took time off to re-find his form. But once he came back, he was still trash. And then he tweeted this, saying he was a scapegoat. Now, the definition of a scapegoat is a person who is blamed for the wrongdoings, mistakes, or faults of others. But all anyone said about Sancho was he can't dribble, true. He's playing trash, true. And he's fallen off, true. I don't see a scapegoat here, but after betraying the trust of the fans, he was banned from the squad and was unemployed, getting paid $250k a week to play pro clubs. He continues to taunt the club and the fans, not realising that he has zero work ethic and destroyed his career. Absolute goon.